As Christians, there's two statements I think we can all agree on. We all want to go to heaven, and none of us want to go to hell.
While both of these statements are relevant, we have to ask ourselves, which one of them is driving us to live the way we do?
Recently, I was discussing this with a friend of mine, and he brought up a point that was such a perspective flip for me. He said the problem is, so many Christians are trying to escape hell instead of trying to gain heaven.
Our primary goal should not be trying to avoid hell, it should be trying to gain heaven.
In the past, I tried just to check the boxes and do the bare minimum to stay out of hell. Consequently, I attained no relationship with God and constantly found myself in spiritual drought. It all changed when I started purposely living my faith with the goal to have a closer relationship with God in order to be with Him forever in heaven.
If our driving force is attaining heaven and an intimate relationship with God, our spiritual walk in life will be one of pure joy and fulfilling purpose. With every step we take, we come closer to gaining heaven and eternal happiness. My focus was always to do the right thing, but I was doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. Similar to what Paolo mentioned, this resulted in a spiritual void that I couldn't fill. I was constantly looking for the next thing that was going to fix me or change me for the better. My mindset has now transformed into doing the right thing for the right reasons, rather than out of fear of the tangible consequences from my actions. I do my best to keep in mind the thoughts, how does this decision affect my relationship with God? What virtues am I cultivating, or which ones am I passing up?
Every sin we avoid and every virtue we practice should be focused on making ourselves more pure and favorable in God's eyes. Likewise, we should feel remorse for every sin we commit and every virtue we forego, first and foremost because it offends God. Because yes, we should fear eternal punishment, and yes, that's not something that's to be taken lightly, but the reason Jesus died for us was because He loves us and because He desires to be with us. Our driving force to stay on the path to holiness should be because we desire to be with God as well, and because He is worthy of all our love.
If we spend our lives trying to be more and more worthy of God's love, and follow Him and His teachings to the best of our ability, then that is how we will gain eternal happiness. The road to heaven is much more rewarding and joyful than the road of avoiding hell. If we follow the road to heaven, fear of punishment becomes love of God, conquering vices becomes growing in virtue, and escaping eternal death becomes gaining everlasting life.
So the next time you go to confession and you're praying the Act of Contrition at the end, really concentrate on the first half of the prayer. My God, I am heartily sorry for having offended Thee, and I detest all my sins because of Thy just punishment, but most of all because it offends You, my God, who are all good and deserving of all my love.